Let's talk about perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of a figure. So if we look inside of the word perimeter, we see the word rim. Rim reminds us that we're measuring the border of something, like putting a fence around something. So how we find the perimeter is by adding the outside edges. If we look at rectangles, we follow a formula. Length plus width plus width. This is the same thing as saying 2 times L, which can be written two different ways, and then adding 2 times the W, 2 times the width. So for 2W or 2 times W, it's the same thing written two different ways. Squares are special kinds of rectangles. When we look at a square, what we know about a square is that they have all the exact same measurement on the four sides. So that means your length is equal to your width. So since your length is equal to your width, we're just going to use an S for side. So all sides are equal. We have S plus S plus S plus S, which is the same thing as saying 4 times S. When we are multiplying a number by a variable, we put the number in front and then the variable right next to it. You're going to see it written as 4S more often because this multiplication sign right here can get confused with a variable. Let's look at two examples. Our first example is a rectangle that is not a square. So we have 4 meters by 7 meters. So that means the opposite sides of the rectangle are going to be equal. Now we're going to add these together. So we have 4 meters plus 4 meters plus 7 meters plus 7 meters. We can rewrite this as 2 sides, so 2 times 4 meters plus these 2 times 7 meters, because we have 7 meters twice. 2 times 4 is 8, so we have 8 meters. If we were to add 4 meters plus 4 meters, we get 8 meters. 2 times 7 is 14, so we have 14 meters. 7 meters plus 7 meters is 14 meters. When we add them together, we get the total of 22 meters. Now let's look at perimeter when we're dealing with a square. With a square, we have one side is 4 and the other side is 4 inches. So here both of our sides are 4 inches, which means the opposite sides are equal. And on a square, that means all 4 sides are 4 inches. So we have 4 inches plus 4 inches plus 4 inches plus 4 inches, which is the same thing as saying the 4 sides times 4 inches for each side, the measurement, gives us 16 inches. Notice on your label that it is just to the power of 1. When it's to the power of 1, we do not write anything as an exponent on our label because we're not multiplying our label times itself. We're going to be getting to that in the next lesson when we look at area.